being part of a nuclear family. And for many people, that doesn't work out. These family situations that were, Leave It to Beaver, June Cleaver kind of households don't exist anymore. And yet, because we grew up with some of that, seeing that on television, maybe sometimes we think we have to try over and over and over to create that kind of dynamic, even though it's tearing us down inside over and over as well. Sometimes when we have toxic people in our lives, we know that we need to get rid of them. It's usually with friendships, right? You have a best friend or a good friend and you've hung out for years and you do things for each other and you talk every day. And then maybe something happens where that person betrays you, at least in your mind. Maybe it's they started dating an ex of yours, or maybe they started a rumor about you in the gay community. And so therefore, that person is viewed as a toxic person in your life now, and that you need to get rid of that person. And that's easy to do because you're friends, and that's easy for friends to do. But when it's your family, that gets harder. So many times when we finally get up the nerve to come out to our families and we get a negative reaction, and maybe that is on top of a lifetime growing up of your parents being dysfunctional and fighting and putting blame on everybody else but themselves. And so you as children begin to internalize that. And so once you are grown up and you do come out to your family and there's a negative reaction, sometimes you can go years and years without speaking to the members of the family, without going to family gatherings or family reunions, because you know it's just going to become a bone of contention when you get to these functions. Hey, Joey boy, your brother, Joey boy. Aaron, just go with it, please. Yeah, can you connect me home, please? Hello, Mama. Now there's a phrase I never thought I would ever say again. Hello, Mama. It's Joey boy. Joey boy, your son. Right. I know we haven't talked in a number of years, Mama, but I was hoping maybe I could come home for Thanksgiving this year and spend it with you and the family. Well, yes, ma'am, I am still... Yes, ma'am, I'm gay. No, ma'am, that's the 1920s meaning of the word. Gay. It means homosexual. No, Mama, we're not all homosexuals. I think you may be thinking of Homo sapien. Right. Well, yes, I guess technically I am a homosexual Homo sapien, but that just seems like a long word. Just use gay. In my own life, I've talked a lot on the podcast and somewhat here on the YouTube channel about the fact that my parents died when I was a teenager. And I was the youngest of 5 children. At that time, all 5 of us were alive. And we all scattered with our own lives. My sister was the only one that tried to stay in touch with everybody a little bit. But never after my parents' death were all of us children ever together at the same time again, ever. And one brother, my brother that is 8 years older than me. So there's me, I have another brother, John, 5 years older, and a brother, Rick, who's 8 years older. Growing up, I was not close with my brother, Rick, at all. We didn't like each other, honestly. We had nothing in common, and we just didn't like each other. But I always thought, you know what? I'm watching the Waltons as I grow up. And you know what? When we get older, we're going to be able to have a relationship once we both mature and realize we're family, and the family that we do have, we need to keep together. Well, I grew up, everybody found out I was gay. Pretty much, I think, on everybody's part, they were supportive. I can't remember a single family member ever saying something negative to me about being gay or homosexuality. But in the case of my brother that was 8 years older than me, we just never got together. We're friends on Facebook, and once in a while we'll post something that we include each other in. But I have only seen him in person once in the last probably 25 years, and that's when Paco and I were down at Disney World, and we took my brother and his wife and my sister and her husband out to dinner at a very nice place in Epcot, part of Disney World. And honestly, I tried to make jokes. I tried to keep it very positive and trying to have fun and trying to reminisce about the good things that happened in our lives. My brother was sitting right across from me at the table, and he'd say a couple words, and that's it. And he'd close down and talk to his wife and talk to my sister, because they live right near each other. They all work for Disney World. So sometimes you have to realize that once you try a number of times, and maybe trying different tactics, different ways of speaking, different ways of behaving around them, maybe you just have to realize that those people are just not going to be good for your life. And as much as you would love to have the Waltons sitting around a big table, grandma, grandpa, frickin' John Boy.
Oh, all right, Mama, but it's been a number of years since I've been home, and all right, I'll give you a call again sometime. My love to you, and to Daddy, and to Grandpa and Grandma, and Mary Ellen, and Jason, and Aaron, and Jim Bob, and Elizabeth. My love to them. No, ma'am, I did not forget Ben. I contacted the actor that played him on Facebook, and I requested a personalized photo. So I sent the request, and I had a particular photo I wanted him to sign, which was Ben shirtless standing by the lake at the Walton House. And I just thought it was a really adorable photo of him, and I wanted him to sign that. But no, he told me I could buy a photo that was all the actors signing it, a big group family photo, but I didn't want that. I wanted the one just to Ben. No, ma'am, he didn't give it to me. He blocked me. All right, Mama, I love you. Good night. Yeah. Good night, Daddy. Good night, Grandpa. Yes. Okay. Bye.
If you don't have that, then you create your own family out of your friends, because those are the people that are going to be with you probably long term, based on finding the right friends, and those people become your family. But please don't feel guilty if you have been distanced from your family and it's been years, and you've tried a number of times to initiate contact and you just don't get a response. You know what, after a few times of trying that, I think you have to realize that you've done your best and you need to let it go.
So much for me getting my Walton family. It's unrealistic. And I think the best thing is for us to realize that when we see families in movies and in TV shows that have the closeness that we wish we had, especially during the holidays, well, We can't get too wrapped up in that because they are fiction. We always have to remember that. That is not the way life really is. And unfortunately, it never will be.
I guess you can have hope for the future, but don't keep banging your head against the wall by reaching out and reaching out and reaching out, and no one is responding. Sometimes toxic people, the worst toxic people, can be family members. And we just feel that we are supposed to be close with these people, that we're supposed to have these relationships. And sometimes we have to realize those just aren't going to happen. So today is the first time that Chumley, right there, has ever seen the ocean right there. And he's having a lot of fun exploring, going in the water, even though it's February. It's a fairly warm day, and he's just having the time of his life here. Right, Chum? Yeah. First time ever, I think, that he's seen the ocean, the big ocean, and walked on the beach. So this is fun. Gonna go in the water, Chum? Okay, Chumley, what'd you think of the ocean? Did you like the ocean? Was it fun? Huh? He went in the water a little bit. He's really afraid. He's very, very much afraid. And anytime he's around people or dogs he doesn't know, he'll freeze up and start shaking. And so he enjoyed it for a little bit and then wasn't enjoying it so much. So we're gonna go back home and make him feel better, and we'll try again, of course, as the temperatures get better. Right, Chum? You're a good lad. Yes, you are. Big.